Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 2. Charleston Alfred absolutely had to admit that sexy Augusta always knew exactly how to make his day even more interesting. After 2 wonderful years of advising the Queen and his precious brother on how to run both kingdoms, he had finally set up a new role for himself as a sort of military leader, but clearly the world had other ideas. He sat on a very cold and knobbly wooden chair next to beautiful Augusta's, who was sitting on a smaller version of her golden throne, with other captains, diplomats and other important people surrounding the Longmanno ambassador. Charleston had to admit that, like so much of Octogi since the 2 kingdoms merged, the chamber they were in was so much better. The walls weren't dirty, foul and covered in black dirt. The walls were now perfectly polished and clean, and Charleston could now see the color of the stone was dark gray. It looked so wonderful. And even the air of the country was great, with hints of pine, roasted rosemary and juicy pork filling it from the local shops. It was amazing what a good sanitation system could do. The sound of the other important people talking, muttering and making stupid guesses about what the ambassador could be about to say just made Charleston laugh. It was great to see everyone was excited again, after all the chaos of recent weeks and the secret loss of land to the orcs, but Charleston was hoping beyond hope that this was good news, not bad. But he knew that was just sheer fantasy. This was going to be very, very bad news. Charleston had to admit that Augusta did look sensational today, with her long raven hair flowing over her strong shoulders. Her fit, sexy body was loosely covered by an angelic white dress because of the summer heat, and her features were so sharp and dazzling. He so badly wanted to kiss her, but he couldn't do that yet, no matter how badly both of them wanted to do exactly that. "Is everyone here?" Augusta asked. Everyone nodded, and then she gestured the ambassador to start talking, and Charleston was surprised that it took him another minute to actually get started. "My name is Ambassador Lordo. This isn't easy to explain, but my kingdom is dying, and your kingdom is next," he said. Charleston nodded about the name. It wasn't a real or fake name per se, it was most of a title, and everyone who became an ambassador for the kingdom of Longmanno was given that name, and their old identity was erased from history. An idea that both fascinated and scared Charleston. "My kingdom, as you know, your highness, is like yours in the sense that we protect the human lands from trolls, goblins, and other foul creatures that threat us from the south." Charleston and Augusta both nodded. He had visited Longmanno a few times with his father, and he had visited the makeshift border and military base that they used to stop the creatures from coming across. It was a weak defense, but it was a defense nonetheless. And as much as Charleston hated to admit it, it was still probably a better defense than their one against the orcs. But 2 months ago, we were attacked by a brand new creature. It had the scales of a dragon, the body of a troll, and the mind of a demon. It wasn't natural, and our witches decided that it only could have been created by your kingdom or Jasper. Everyone gasped. "Your Excellence," Augusta said, standing up. "I can assure you, that is impossible. We did not create such a creature, and I will admit I have no idea how it would even be done." The entire room looked at Savannah, who was sitting the other side of Augusta, and she weakly smiled. "I have read about some things, but I am not exactly creative enough to do such a thing," she said. Lordo smiled and Charleston was impressed he still managed to mock Savannah's admission of weakness, but still have enough strength to stand. Savannah hated to be mocked, and Charleston knew that from personal experience. To make matters worse, the new creature has 2 friends, and it is the 3 of them that had invaded Longmanno and attacked our capital. The king, queen and crown princess are all dead and devoured. Everyone went silent. We sent word to Jasper hoping for aid. 3 days later our emissaries were shipped to the palace in chunks, with a piece of ribbon attached from Jasper. Charleston slammed his fist into the table, and Augusta gave him a sideways glance. The crown prince lives, Lordo said before turning to Charleston, but as your brother can attest, the crown prince cannot be king under the laws of the gods. Charleston was pleasurably shocked when he felt Augusta place a loving hand on his leg, as Charleston bit his own tongue so hard that it bled ever so slightly. He absolutely hated the deluded belief that just because his brother was gay, he couldn't be king under any circumstances. It made Charleston just laugh, as his brother Owen was ruling Lordigo in Augusta's name, and it was quickly becoming one of the most powerful kingdoms in history. Both Octogi and Lordigo were in a literal golden age, because of the amazing work of his brother and Augusta. So, I am here to request your support and, maybe you visiting the kingdom to see if you can help us pick a new ruler. And yes, I am asking this despite your ultimate ambition. Charleston had to admit Lordo wasn't stupid. He knew that Augusta would use this opportunity to claim Longmanno for herself, and he really wanted her to do it. But if so much of the country was destroyed, devoured and ruled by the creatures of the south, then Charleston really didn't know how useful they would be. Especially as the bells of the Orcs' ultimate invasion got louder and louder, as Charleston knew it was only a matter of time before the Orcs finally broke through. And the Orcs would kill them all.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the in-app engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.